परम दयाल, राम कृष्ण प्रभु परम दयाल, परम दयाल प्रभु परम दयाल, राम कृष्ण प्रभु परम दयाल, परम कृपाल मां परम कृपाल, श्री मां शारदा परम कृपाल, परम कृपाल मां परम कृपाल, श्री मां शारदा परम कृपाल, करुणा सागर युग अवतार, दया हमारी करो भव पार, करुणा सागर युग अवतार, दया हमारी करो भव पार, परम दयाल प्रभु परम दयाल, राम कृष्ण प्रभु परम दयाल, परम दयाल प्रभु परम दयाल, राम कृष्ण प्रभु परम दयाल, परम दयाल प्रभु परम दयाल, राम कृष्ण प्रभु परम दयाल, परम दयाल प्रभु परम दयाल, राम कृष्ण प्रभु परम दयाल, परम कृपाल मां परम कृपाल, श्री मां शारदा परम कृपाल, परम कृपाल मां परम कृपाल, श्री मां शारदा परम कृपाल, करुणा सागर युग अवतार, दया हमारी करो भव पार, करुणा सागर युग अवतार, दया हमारी करो भव पार, परम दयाल प्रभु परम दयाल, राम कृष्ण प्रभु परम दयाल, परम दयाल प्रभु परम दयाल, राम कृष्ण प्रभु परम दयाल, परम दयाल प्रभु परम दयाल, राम कृष्ण प्रभु परम दयाल। ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय। अम्मा अम्मा ताये अखिलांडेश्वरी नीये, अन्नपूर्णेश्वरी ताये हो आदि पराशक्ति नीये, अम्मा अम्मा ताये अखिलांडेश्वरी नीये, अन्नपूर्णेश्वरी ताये हो आदि पराशक्ति नीये, ओ माता ओ माता ओ माता ललिता माँ, ओ माता ओ माता ओ माता ललिता माँ, ओ माता ओ माता ओ माता शारदा माँ, ओ माता ओ माता ओ माता शारदा माँ, अम्मा परमेश्वरी अखिलांडेश्वरी आदि पराशक्ति पालय 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 माँ, अम्मा अम्मा ताये अम्मा परमेश्वरी अखिलांडेश्वरी आदि पराशक्ति पालय माम् 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 अम्मा अम्मा ताये अखिलांडेश्वरी नीये अन्नपूर्णेश्वरी ताये हो आदि पराशक्ति नीये हो आदि पराशक्ति नीये हो आदि पराशक्ति नीये हो आदि पराशक्ति नीये। ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय।
ओम बसाले मन मंदिर मेरा
बसाले मन मंदिर मेरा
बसाले मन मंदिर मेरा
बसाले मन मंदिर मेरा
बनेंगे बिगड़े तेरे काम
बनेंगे बिगड़े तेरे काम
बसाले मन मंदिर मेरा
बसाले मन मंदिर मेरा
राम नाम जीवन का सहारा राम बिना सुना जग सारा
राम नाम जीवन का सहारा राम बिना सोना जग सारा
राम बिना सुना तन मन धन सुना तेरा धाम
राम बिना सोना तन मन धन सोना तेरा धाम
बसाले मन मंदिर मेरा
बसाले मन मंदिर मेरा
बनेंगे बिगड़े तेरे काम
बनेंगे बिगड़े तेरे काम
बसाले मन मंदिर मेरा
बसाले मन मंदिर मेरा
ये दुनिया दरिया का पानी माया की नगरी अज्ञानी
ये दुनिया दरिया का पानी माया की नगरी अज्ञानी
अपने पराये सब मतलब के साथरी का नाम
अपने पराये सब मतलब के साथ हरि का नाम
बसाले मन मंदिर मेरा
बसाले मन मंदिर मेरा
बनेंगे बिगड़े तेरे काम
बनेंगे बिगड़े तेरे दिनों की ये उजियारी, फिर तेरी दुनिया अंधियारी।
जीत उसी की होती है जिसके मन में बसते राम।
जीत उसी की होती है जिसके मन में बसते राम।
बसाले मन मंदिर मेरा,
बसाले मन मंदिर मेरा।
बनेंगे बिगड़े तेरे काम,
बनेंगे बिगड़े तेरे काम।
बसाले मन मंदिर मेरा,
बसाले मन मंदिर मेरा।
ओम
श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय। श्री सियावर रामचंद्र की जय।
भोरा रे शिवजी मारे मंदिरिये आज पधारो ना। 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 और भोला शिवजी और भोला शंभो आज पधारो ना। और भोला शिवजी और भोला शंभो आज पधारो ना। भोला रे शिवजी मारे मंदिरिये आज पधारो ना। भोला रे शिवजी मारे मंदिरिये आज पधारो ना। ओम हरा ओम पकड़ी ले जो हाथ में मारो एक तुम्हारो साथ आज पधारो ना। ओम हरा ओम पकड़ी ले जो हाथ में मारो एक तुम्हारो साथ आज पधारो ना। वाला आज पधारो ना। वाला आज पधारो ना। भोला रे शिवजी मारे मंदिरिये आज पधारो ना। भोला रे शिवजी मारे मंदिरिये आज पधारो ना। जोगा रे लीधो मैं तो जोगी का तमने मेरा भगवान था। जोगा रे लीधो मैं तो તમને છડાવો હૃદયમાં તમારું ધ્યાન. તમને ચડાવો હૃદયમાં તમારું ધ્યાન. લીલીના પત્ર તમને ચડાવો હૃદયમાં તમારું ધ્યાન. લીલીના પત્ર તમને ચડાવો હૃદયમાં તમારું ધ્યાન. ઓમ હર ઓમ આરતી મારી અંતર ધરજો. આરતી મારી અંતર ધરજો. આરતી મારી અંતર ધરજો. રે ભોરા ભગવાન આજ પધારો નાથ. ઓમ હર ઓમ આરતી મારી અંતર ધરજો. આરતી મારી અંતર ધરજો. રે ભોરા ભગવાન આજ પધારો નાથ. વાલા આજ પધારો નાથ. વાલા આજ પધારો નાથ. વાલા આજ પધારો નાથ. વાલા આજ પધારો નાથ. ભોરા રે શિવજી મારે મંદિરે આજ પધારો નાથ. ભોરા રે શિવજી મારે મંદિરે આજ પધારો નાથ. ઓમ શ્રી રામ કૃષ્ણ ભગવાન કી જય.
O great and powerful one of the world, who is completely detached and always in a state of bliss, O Swami Vivekananda, eternally regarded as courageous and good, we sing your glory this auspicious morning. Revered Pravarajika Ishta Pranamataji, respected elders and dear children, Om Namo Narayanaya. Today's talk is taken from the book Personality Development by revered Swami Vivekananda. Personality is the combination of many aspects, including physical, spiritual, mental, and professional. Some features which are generally accepted as the ingredients of a good personality is self-confidence, positive thinking, self-reliance, and selfless service. The development of one's personality is challenging in that it demands work, perseverance, and careful attention. Yet it is rewarding, particularly for the youth of today. Development involves struggle with the lower mind, characterized by our negative vices like desires, bad habits, etc. The lesser we identify with the lower mind and exercise our discrimination, the more developed our personality will be. Swamiji explains some essential qualities for personality development. Firstly, faith in oneself. Faith is the key that opens all the secrets of greatness. We must have faith in ourselves first, and then in God. He who has no faith in himself can never have faith in God. The history of the world is the history of a few men who had faith in themselves. Thus, our revered Swami Vivekananda is an excellent example. Swamiji shares an encounter to emphasize the power of being strong and facing our challenges head-on. Once, when I was in Varanasi, I was passing in a narrow street where there were many monkeys, and as I walked by, a troop of monkeys came in front of me. They did not allow me to pass through, so they howled, shrieked, and clutched at my feet as I attempted to pass. As they pressed closer, I started to run. But the faster I ran, the faster came the monkeys, and they began to bite at me. It seemed impossible to escape. But just then an old man called out to me, "Face the brutes." I turned and faced the monkeys, and they fell back and finally fled. That is a lesson for all life. Face the terrible. Face it boldly. Like the monkeys, the hardships of life fall back when we cease to flee before them. We have to fight fear, troubles, and ignorance if we expect them to flee before us. The second essential quality is positive thoughts. Positive, wholesome thoughts based on our inherent divinity are essential for a strong character. Swamiji said, "We are what our thoughts have made us. So take care about what you think. Words are secondary, thoughts live, they travel far. Every vicious thought will rebound. Every thought of hatred is stored and one day will come back with tremendous power in the form of some misery. So once we have put these vicious thoughts in motion, we will have to bear the consequences. We must remember that as bad thoughts and bad words are ready to spring upon us like tigers, so too there is the inspiring hope that the good thoughts and good deeds are ready with the power of 100,000 angels to defend us always. Another quality is our attitude towards failures and mistakes. Swamiji advocated upholding the ideal once again, even if a person failed 1,000 times. He appreciated committing mistakes and learning from them, rather than leading an inert lifestyle. He said, "Never mind failures, they are quite natural. They are the beauty of life. What would life be without them? It would not be worth having it if it were not for struggles. We must embrace these failures in order to grow and strengthen our personality." All great people experienced failures, but they never gave up hope. They continued to grow and learned much from their mistakes. This is a great lesson for us. When Sri Ramakrishna attained Mahasamadhi, Swamiji and his brother disciples struggled hard to spread the practical teachings of Master and establish the Ramakrishna order. Yet they were determined to progress and successfully established ashramas in Master's name throughout the world. We have to make many sacrifices and be strong-willed to be successful. When we look at Mother's life against the background of this understanding, her difficulties and setbacks in life, we begin to realize her level of patience and strength. Mother's life teaches us that it matters little where we live. What is important is how we live. We tend to attribute our failures, setbacks, and weaknesses to the environment in which we live. But Holy Mother showed through her life that it is possible to maintain a spiritual life of prayer and God consciousness, even in the midst of a busy household and a difficult family. The circumstances of her external life teaches us that no one needs to feel hopeless. Wherever we are, and in whatever condition, it is possible for us to grow and to evolve. The fourth quality is self-reliance. If we analyze ourselves, we will find that every time we experienced misery, we actually prepared ourselves for it. We did half, and the external world did the other half. That is how the misery came. At the same time, from this very analysis is a note of hope, and that is, I have no control of the external world, but that which is in me is within my control. So if the two together are required to create this misery or failure, then I will not contribute to the one which is within my control. If I get real control of myself, then the failure or misery will not come. Nothing makes us work so well at our best and highest as when all responsibility is thrown upon us. Therefore, blame none for your miseries, stand upon your own feet and take the responsibility upon yourselves and say, this misery that I am suffering is of my own doing, and it'll have to be undone by me alone. Like Swamiji said, man is the maker of his own destiny. We are responsible for what we are and whatever we wish to be. The infinite future is before us. The disciples of Sri Ramakrishna with Swamiji as their leader are typical examples of those who had faith in themselves and achieved their goals. They struggled very hard in the beginning. They lived in old, dilapidated buildings in which no one but brave, strong heroes could live. Often they had no food to eat, hardly any good clothing or blankets in winter. Yet they persevered and never went back to the world of luxury. Their one-pointed dedication and sacrifices are benefiting the world today. And finally, renunciation and service. Swamiji held selfless service as a paramount means to character development. For him, service was not merely an act done out of compassion, but it was a tool for one's own self-realization. Here is an interesting story from the life of Sri Ramakrishna, which shows us how important it is to perform selfless service and to help others. There was once a doctor who took his job very seriously and was satisfied in his profession. Whenever people came to him to get healed, he was very happy about it. But his happiness had a very short duration. He was always wondering, why does that happy feeling not last long? So he went to Sri Ramakrishna. He said, Ramakrishna ji, tell me, how do you love? I feel this love, but it has a very short duration. Master said to him, my dear doctor, I know that you help people and you feel this love, but your love is based on how much you get as payment. Go and help people and do not worry about the payment. It is not that you should not take money, but at least once a week give a free consultation. You will see that this love inside of you will grow more and more. Of course, the doctor practiced this. After a few months, he came back to Master and fell down at his feet. He said, my Lord, I have done what you've told me and I am the happiest person. Now I don't only do selfless service once a week, but 2 or 3 times a week. We all live in a world where people generally focus on their own personal gains over every other value. Swamiji believed that if you have the resources, you need to be willing to contribute those resources for the greater well-being of others around you. If you involve yourself in acts of kindness, you will reach a sense of happiness which will be immeasurable. We pray that Swamiji's ideals on personality development will inspire you, especially our youth, and awaken in them a desire to mold their character and develop their personality. This will ensure success in one's chosen field and contribute to an individual and ultimately a nation's development. Hari Om Tat Sat.
बुद्धि विद्या देव मोहि
सुत हनुमान की जय। श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय।
चौपाई।
जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीश तिहु लोक उजागर। राम दूत तुलित बल धामा, अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी, कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन वरण विराज सुवेशा, कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा। हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे, कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन, तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया, राम लखन चिंतामन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियाहि दिखावा, विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाए संजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुवीर हर्ष उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरत सम भाई। सहस बदन तुम्हरो यश गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीषा, नारद शारद सहित अहीशा। यम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा, राम मिलाए राजपद दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानो। प्रभु मुद्रिका मिलि मुख माहि, जल्दी राम जय अचरज नाहि। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिन पैसारे। सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी शरणा, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपने तेज समारो आपे, तीनों लोक हांकते कापे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नाशे रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा। संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, शाश्वत जीवन फल पावे। चारों युग पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा, साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे, अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता, असवर दीन जानकी माता, राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा, तुम्हारे भजन राम को भावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे, अंतकाल रघुपति पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई, और देवता चेतन धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई, संकट हरे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा, जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई, जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूटई बंदी महासुख होई, जोया परे हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा, तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, जय नाथ हृदय महादेवा, जय नाथ हृदय महादेवा।
दोहा पवन तनय संकट हरण, मंगल मूर्ति राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसो सुरभूप, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय।
Om Namo Narayanaya. Dear sisters and brothers, let us sit quietly for a few moments and meditate on the radiant form of God seated in our hearts. The Bhagavad Gita guides us in the art of right activity. Lord Krishna says in chapter 18, verses 56 and 57, even though engaged in all kinds of activity, one who has taken refuge in me reaches by my grace the eternal and imperishable abode. Mentally surrendering all actions to me, having me as the highest goal through the yoga of discrimination, always fix your mind on me. Thus, you will overcome all obstacles by my grace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
ॐ सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु, सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु, सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु, सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु, सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते, पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। गुरु महाराज की जय, महामाई की जय, स्वामी जी महाराज की जय, गंगा मात की जय, महावीर स्वामी जी की जय, सर्व ऋषि मुनियों की जय, पार्वती